Before this year ends, something inside you has to shift. I don't mean a small shift, not a tiny adjustment, not a little promise you make to yourself and forget by the weekend. I'm talking about the kind of shift that wakes you up from the inside, the kind that forces you to see your life with new eyes, the kind that makes you say, enough, I'm done living like this, I'm ready to move. Because, let's be honest, every single year of your life, you've watched time pass. You've watched months fly by. You've watched opportunities slip through your fingers because you told yourself, I'll do it later. But later never came. Later became next month. Next month became next year. And next year became the same cycle you've been stuck in for too long. But this year cannot end like the others. Not this time. Not if you want the life that's been calling your name. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That quiet voice inside you. The one that whispers when the world gets quiet. The one that tells you who you could be. The one that imagines you successful. Confident, disciplined, respected, healed, growing, becoming someone you're proud of. You hear that voice every day, but you've pushed it aside for so long that ignoring it became normal. But before 2025 ends, you need to listen to that voice. You need to take it seriously. You need to understand that it's not just a voice, it's your future begging you to wake up. Because this year is not just another year. This year is a breaking point. This year is the line in the sand. This year is the last chance you get before you repeat another decade of your life by default instead of by intention. You already know what happens if you keep doing what you've been doing. Nothing changes. Nothing improves. Nothing grows. You stay the same. Your situation stays the same. Your mind stays the same. Your habits stay the same. Your regrets grow even heavier. And you know what's scary? One day, you'll wake up and realize that the version of you who could have transformed never did. The dreams that were possible were never reached. The goals that were achievable were never started. And the life that could have been extraordinary became ordinary. I don't want that for you. More importantly, you don't want that for yourself. So before 2025 ends, you need to make a decision. A real decision. One that doesn't fade tomorrow. One that doesn't get canceled by fear. One that doesn't get swallowed by excuses. This is the year where you take back control. This is the year where you stop negotiating with your old habits. This is the year where you stop letting fear drive the car. This is the year where you stop wasting your potential. This is the year where you stop talking yourself out of your own greatness. Because you know what's true? You sir not tired, you sir unfulfilled. You're not lost. You're avoiding the path you already know. You're not stuck. You're standing still when life is demanding motion. You don't need more motivation. You don't need more inspiration. You don't need more signs from the universe. You need a decision, a real one. A decision that no matter what happens, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how uncomfortable you feel, you're not going back to the old version of you. You're not returning to the patterns that destroyed your confidence. You're not picking up the habits that stole your progress. You're not entertaining the people who drain your energy. Before 2025 ends, you must decide that you are done with the life that keeps you small. Because here's something you need to hear. You are the only person alive who can transform your life. Not your family, not your friends, not someone on the internet, not luck, not timing, not motivation, not one day when things magically become easier, only you. You are the solution. You are the turning point. You are the moment everything changes, but you have to activate it. And it starts with this truth. Your life is not waiting for 2026. Your future is not waiting for someday. Your success is not waiting for inspiration. Your healing is not waiting for the right mood. Your breakthrough is not waiting for convenience. Everything you want, everything you dream of, everything you imagine when you stutter alone is waiting for one thing, action. And not just any action you take before this year ends. Because if you don't start now, You start later. And you know that. You've lived that. You've experienced that cycle for years. Think about all the times you said, I shall start next week. I need to feel ready. I just need a little more time. I shall do it when things calm down. I shall do it when I'm more motivated. I will do it when I feel confident. But none of those moments ever came. Because readiness is not something you wait for, it's something you create. Confidence doesn't appear before you take action. It appears because you take action. And the fear you keep trying to avoid, it once set disappear until you move through it. You're not supposed to feel ready. You're supposed to move anyway. Readiness doesn't build your future. Discipline does. Motivation doesn't build your life. Decisions do. Dreams don't change your world. Habits do. Intentions don't rewrite your story. Consistency does. Before 2025 ends, you need to choose consistency over excuses. Because here's something nobody wants to admit. Your life right now is a direct reflection of your habits. Your energy, a reflection of your habits. Your happiness, a reflection of your habits. Your anxiety, a reflection of your habits. Your confidence, a reflection of your habits. Your income, a reflection of your habits. Your opportunities, a reflection of your habits. Your discipline, a reflection of your habits. Your future, absolutely a reflection of your habits. And this is the year, the final stretch of this year where everything needs to shift. Not next year. Not when you feel better. Not when circumstances get easier. Now, before 2025 ends. Because this isn't about pressure. It's about possibility. It's about finally giving your future the respect it deserves. It's about finally stepping into the person you've always known you could be. You know that version of you. The one that wakes up early. The one that sips disciplined. The one that sips focused. The one that sips powerful. The one that keeps promises to themselves. The one that shows up. The one that moves with confidence. The one that doesn't set quit. The one that doesn't set hide. The one that doesn't fear failure. The one that actually lives instead of surviving. That version of you is not imaginary. It sets you without the excuses. It sets you without the fear. It sets you without the self-sabotage. It sets you without the hesitation. It sits you without the laziness you pretend is tiredness. And you can become that version. But you need to make the move now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not the 1st of January. Now, before 2025 ends. Because this is the moment you will look back on later and say, that seps when everything changed. That seps the day I stopped waiting for my life to fix itself. That seps the moment I started. And you know what happens when you start? Life responds. Opportunities appear. People shift. Doors open. Energy rises. Confidence grows. Momentum builds. Fear weakens. Your identity changes. Starting is the single most powerful decision you can make because it breaks the cycle that kept you stuck for years. But here sips the truth. Starting is at the hardest part. Starting is actually easy. Anyone can start. The real challenge? Continuing. Continuing when it seps boring. Continuing when you're tired. Continuing when you don't see results yet. Continuing when your mind tells you to quit. Continuing when nobody claps for you. Continuing when discipline feels heavy. Continuing when emotions come in waves. Continuing when doubt whispers. Continuing when life gets messy. Before 2025 ends, you need to build the one skill that will change your entire existence. The ability to continue when motivation dies. Because motivation will die. That sep's normal. That sep's expected. That sep's human. But discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And you're capable of it. You're capable of far more than you've ever allowed yourself to believe. But you need to stop getting in your own way. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. Stop waiting for the right feeling. Stop waiting for certainty. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for guarantees. Stop waiting for confidence. Stop waiting for signs. Before 2025 ends, you need to give yourself permission to begin. Because if you don't, this year will end exactly like last year. Full of I wish I had, full of I should have, full of maybe next year, full of regret disguised as comfort. And you deserve better. You deserve a life you're excited to wake up to. You deserve a body you feel healthy in. You deserve a mind that feels peaceful. You deserve relationships that elevate you. You deserve a career that fulfills you. You deserve goals that light your soul on fire. You deserve to look back and be proud of yourself. But none of that appears magically. None of that drops into your lap. None of that arrives while you sit and wait. You have to create it. You have to build it. You have to claim it, and it starts now, before 2025 ends. Before this year ends, you need to look at your life with brutal honesty. Not cruelty, not self-hate, not overthinking, just honesty. Because honesty is the foundation of change. You cannot fix what you keep pretending is fine. You cannot improve what you keep avoiding. You cannot grow in the areas where you keep lying to yourself. You don't need to tear yourself down, but you do need to face yourself. Ask yourself the questions you have been running from. Am I living the life I want? Am I becoming the person I admire? Am I waking up excited or exhausted by my own choices? Am I showing discipline or just making excuses? Am I actually trying or just wanting? Am I living intentionally or drifting through my days? Am I proud of the way I show up? Am I being honest about my effort? Am I living like someone who respects their own potential? Because before this year ends, you must accept this truth. You cannot become the person you want to be while holding on to the habits that are destroying you. You can't expect growth while clinging to comfort. You can't expect confidence while practicing insecurity. You can't expect success while avoiding responsibility. You can't expect change while repeating the same choices. Your life doesn't transform through hope. It transforms through responsibility. And responsibility doesn't mean blame. It doesn't mean beating yourself up. It doesn't mean feeling guilty. Responsibility means power. Responsibility means looking at your life and saying, my problems are not my fault, but they are my responsibility. My past is not my fault, but my healing is my responsibility. My circumstances may not be my fault, but my choices are my responsibility. My future is absolutely my responsibility. Before 2025 ends, you must reclaim that responsibility. Not as a burden, but as freedom. Because the moment you take responsibility, everything becomes possible again. Your future becomes yours. Your path becomes yours. Your decisions become yours. Your life becomes yours. And that is the most empowering shift a human being can experience. So many people stay stuck because they're waiting for someone to save them emotionally, financially, mentally, spiritually. But no one is coming to rescue you from your own life. You are the rescuer. You are the leader. You are the one who will walk yourself out of the chaos you didn't choose but still deserve to rise above. Because before 2025 ends, one thing must be clear. You owe yourself the life you're capable of. The work you've been avoiding will become the pride you've been craving. The discipline you fear will become the freedom you desire. The consistency you resist will become the confidence you need. The decisions you avoid will become the breakthroughs you want. And the effort you put in now, it will echo into every month, every year, every chapter that comes next. But let's talk about something important, something many people never hear clearly enough. You don't need to fix your whole life before the year ends. You don't need to accomplish everything in the next few months. You don't need to reach every goal today. All you need is momentum. All you need is direction. All you need is one decision that you stick to. Because transformation doesn't happen in a single moment. It happens in the repeated decision to start again. Every day, every morning. Every moment you feel yourself slipping into old habits. That is the real work. And that accepts the work most people never do. That's why most people repeat the same year over and over, calling it a new year when nothing is new except the number. Not you. Not this time. Not before 2025 ends. This time you will choose differently. Because you sure tired of the loop. You sure tired of living on autopilot. You sure tired of feeling behind. You're tired of watching others grow while you stay the same. You're tired of letting fear make decisions for you. You're tired of talking about potential instead of living it. You are tired, not from effort, but from lack of effort in the right direction. Doing nothing is exhausting. Avoiding your goals is exhausting. Wasting time is exhausting. Doom scrolling is exhausting. Living below your potential is exhausting. You don't need more rest. You need more purpose. You don't need more comfort. You need more clarity. You don't need more time. You need more decisions. You don't need a new year. You need a new mindset. You don't need a miracle. You need a moment. This moment. The one happening right now. The moment where you look at your life and say, this isn't set how my story ends. This isn't set where I stop. This isn't the year I repeat all the old patterns. This is the year I rise. That is your pivot point. That is your ignition switch. That is the moment your life begins to change. But now let's talk about something uncomfortable, something that separates dreamers from doers. You need to stop lying to yourself about your limits. You're not too tired, you're too unchallenged. You're not too busy, you're too unprioritized. You're not too overwhelmed, you're too unstructured. You're not too unlucky, you're too inactive. You're not too late, you're too hesitant. You're not too broken, you're too afraid of your own power. You have everything inside you to transform your life, but you've been living like you're powerless. Before this year ends, you need to stop treating your potential like it's optional. That's not optional. It accepts your responsibility. You were not born to be average. You were not born to repeat the same cycle forever. You were not born to dim your light because others are comfortable in the dark. You were not born to shrink. You were not born to just get by. You were not born to admire other people's success while ignoring your own abilities. You were born to contribute. You were born to evolve. You were born to grow. You were born to rise. You were born to do something meaningful with the time you have. And the truth is, the clock is ticking. Not in a scary way, in a real way. Time is not waiting for you to be ready. Time is not waiting for you to stop being afraid. Time is not waiting for your motivation to rise. Time is not waiting for you to heal perfectly. Time is not waiting for you to get permission. Before 2025 ends, you need to put your foot down and declare, I will not waste another year of my life. Because you've wasted enough years waiting for the perfect moment, while perfect moments were waiting for you to move. You've been playing small. You've been dimming your voice. You've been living in hesitation. You've been waiting for clarity instead of creating it. You've been hoping for change instead of building it. And deep down, you know it. But here's the good news. And I need you to listen to this. You are one decision away from changing your entire life. Not 10 decisions, not 100 decisions, not an overwhelming list of goals, just one decision. One moment where you choose discipline over excuses, courage over fear, action over procrastination, growth over comfort, consistency over chaos, direction over drifting, your future over your past. One decision that says, I choose me. I choose my growth. I choose my purpose. I choose my potential. Because when you make that decision, truly make it, the entire trajectory of your life shifts. Not because life magically becomes easier. Not because obstacles disappear. Not because motivation becomes permanent. But because you become different. You start showing up differently. You start thinking differently. You start choosing differently. You start acting differently. And those small internal shifts create massive external changes. Your habits change. Your environment changes. Your relationships change. Your opportunities change. Your self-respect changes. Your sense of identity changes. Your energy changes. Your life begins to look like someone who finally decided to take themselves seriously. Before 2025 ends, that needs to be you. You need to become the person who doesn't quit when it gets uncomfortable. You need to become the person who doesn't negotiate with laziness. You need to become the person who doesn't lie to themselves. You need to become the person who doesn't wait for motivation. You need to become the person who takes action regardless of fear. You need to become the person who keeps going even when no one is watching. Because that's how transformation happens. Not through some giant miracle, but through small, invisible choices you make every single day long before anyone notices. And here's the part no one tells you. Those small choices, they compound. They accumulate. They build momentum. They create a new identity. And identity is everything. You don't rise because you force yourself. You rise because you become someone who naturally rises. You don't succeed because you chase success. You succeed because you become someone success naturally follows. You don't achieve goals because you want them. You achieve them because you become someone who does the work. And you? You are becoming that person now before this year ends. This is your season of becoming, your season of building, your season of rewriting your story, your season of claiming your power, your season of rising from every version of you that stayed silent, scared, small, stuck, or unsure. Because the truth is, you don't fear failure. You fear becoming unstoppable. You fear outgrowing who you been. You fear breaking the identity that kept you comfortable. You fear seeing your own potential clearly. You fear the responsibility of your gifts. But you are ready now. You're ready to see yourself. You're ready to rise. You're ready to act. You're ready to change.